Evening, everybody. Welcome to our Monday night presentation and the last presentation of 2024. Can't believe that on Wednesday, or tomorrow evening's New Year's Eve and Wednesday is 2025. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Merle Westcott and I'm a Senior Presidential Director in LifeWave. And I joined LifeWave 2 years ago, so in December 2022. And I was never telling anybody about X39 or the patches because I didn't do multi-level marketing. And then I discovered the power of the patch. And when a long-time client of mine's spinal cord started regenerating, I realized that I couldn't not tell people about the patch because everybody needed it in their lives. And you're going to hear incredible testimonies today from other people, not just me. But one of my stories is that in the first 4 months of patching, I did my yearly blood test and my thyroid had improved for the first time since 2015, so we could halve my medication. Now that's something that's obviously measurable. I've had lots of other things happen to me and I would never not patch. I'm going to patch for life and I'm going to share it with everybody I can because everybody deserves to know about the patch, and then it's up to them as to whether they're going to patch or not. So if you're new to LifeWave and you haven't heard about this before, Amanda is going to share all about the product with you, and you really are in for hearing something that might sound a bit sci-fi, but it's not. It's all backed by science and it's absolutely incredible. So over to you, Amanda. Amanda's going to introduce herself and then she's going to get going with the product part of the presentation.
Thank you, Mark. So my name is Amanda Ice. I live in the Garden Route in South Africa on a farm, and that's what I love about this, is that I can actually do this business from a farm, not seeing people every day, but still touch people, reach people in any way that I can. So I was that typical negative, critical person. I heard about this from somebody that I knew. While I knew that she was doing it, I really trusted her, I respected her, and I thought she was busy with a lot of nonsense. I couldn't believe that she was busy with a little patch, putting it on people. It was just nonsense to me. So anything that sounds like light and energy and sci-fi, I was like, no, I don't believe in that. But then in March, I got very sick. I got COVID and I got really, really sick. And after 4 weeks, I was working for myself at that stage. But after 4 weeks, I could still not get out of my bed. I could not get in front of my computer to work, could not earn an income. And I said to my husband, just come and walk with me so I can just get out of the house because it's been 4 weeks not being out of the house. We walked for 150 meters and my heart wanted to jump out of my chest. I was out of breath and it was a scary place to be if you have to earn your own income. You can't even walk 150 meters. And by then, my sister had already started on the patches, got great results, and she gave me some patches. And I thought, oh, I'll put it on, but I didn't believe anything would happen. And I fell asleep almost immediately after I put the patch on my neck. It was an X39. And 2 hours later, I woke up and there was nothing wrong with me. And I didn't believe it because it doesn't make sense. But I felt good, but I still walked slowly, just try and kept it calm. But 2 days later, I thought, let me check. And I went walking. I walked for 1.5 kilos on a farm where it's like a mountain, no problems. And 4 days later, when I checked on my watch, I had already walked 9,000 steps. And I just started patching people. And to me, that's the best feeling in the world, being able to help people, show them and see the response. I'm just going to say a quick other testimony. I was with family this week, and they had a girl of 20 years old, so young, struggling with terrible tummy ache, and for a long time they don't have any answers and just got tinnitus. And she says whenever she breathes, she can hear herself breathing. She cannot concentrate on what she's supposed to hear because she hears these sounds in her ears the whole time. And I patched her with X39, and the next day they told me it's all cleared up, no problem. And, being able to get things like that, being able to make a change in people's lives, to me, it's the best thing. And I'm just excited for 2025 because 2024 changed my whole life. And I'm excited to see what's going to happen for 2025. Thank you, Mo.
Thanks, Amanda. I'm going to share screen.
I'm just going to start anyway by saying, the question that we always start with is, have you been patched yet? You're probably sitting here. Some of you have been patched. Some of you have got a great testimonial already, and others sitting here thinking, why am I here? but just hold on, and we're going to tell you some wonderful things. And maybe you won't believe it in the beginning, but you'll hear some great testimonials later on. And we are just here to share with you the love and the excitement that's in our hearts to help people change their lives. Thank you, Mo. Okay, we always start by speaking about David Schmidt, who is the inventor and the scientist, the CEO of the company of LifeWave, and he's already got more than 180 patents at this stage. He is specializing in age reversing, and we'll talk about that a little bit later on. But in 2008, he started focusing his attention on stem cell research because that was the big buzzwords. That was everybody was talking about. And he started looking into it. And the recent patent took 10 years and $4.5 million to bring to market. So, yeah, this is really awesome. And I'm going to tell you more about that now. So a patent works like this. You cannot just take out a patent and decide that I'm going to say, this thing can do this. You have to prove everything that's in your patent. And just look at some of these words, including the activation of stem cells, improvements in energy, elevation of antioxidants, reduction in inflammation, management of pain. Remember, everything has to be proven. Improvements in stamina, elevation of collagen production, improved wound healing. And the patents was taken out for this, proven with lots of medical studies, and a patent is for 20 years. So we still have 16 years left on this patent where nobody else can do this, have ever done this. So this is what the patent is about. So why are we going to talk about the X39 stem cell activation patch today? There's about 10 other patches, but today we're going to focus on the most important patch, the X39. So how stem cells work, I knew nothing about this. A stem cell, everybody's got millions of stem cells in their bodies. And how it works is these stem cells are amazing. They can duplicate themselves and they can become another cell. So if you've got a problem in your skin, the stem cells can go to your skin and become a new stem cell. Or if you've got a problem in your liver, stem cells can go to your liver, become new liver cells. So that is really awesome. But what now happens is by the age of 30, only half of your stem cells are still active. And by the age of 60, you've lost almost all your stem cell activity. And that is why the older you get, the faster you age, the slower you heal. And that's what everybody is struggling with. And that is why X39 is so awesome, because now it activates your body's own stem cells. So how it works, it's a proprietary form of phototherapy. So what that means is big words to say that it's light therapy. It's the same as when you go out in the sunlight, and that sunlight falls on your skin, it activates the production of vitamin D. So there's no vitamin D in the sunlight, but it activates the vitamin D in your body. And this is exactly what happens to me. I feel it's like a little mirror that shines back to your body, to your skin, uses the infrared light of your skin, shines back, and then it activates the copper peptides in your body, which then activates a lot of other things. So it uses light to activate. It's nanocrystal technology. It's technology. It's not medication. It's not non-transdermal. So nothing that's in that little patch goes into your skin. There's no drugs, no chemicals, no stimulants. It's non-invasive. So what it means is it activates things, but nothing goes into your skin. And at this point, sorry if you can just go back. I just want to give a disclaimer to say that LifeWave products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or medical condition. It's very important to know this is not a medication. We don't diagnose anything. We just tell you about the technology which will help your body to start the healing process in itself. So what is the benefits of X39? There's a lot of great things, and you will hear in the testimonials, most people can attest to this, is increased strength, reduced inflammation, increased stamina, energy and vitality, mental clarity, which is one of the first things that people testify about, restored musculoskeletal conditions, improvement of sleep, you'll hear that a lot, and improved skin appearance. So you can achieve an optimal health, a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being with this X39. So this is very exciting. This is a topography map that was done in one of the studies, and this is only one of the ladies that we are showing here. But this participant was 77 years old, this lady. They put the X39 in the back of her neck. Now, in the first session, when she came in, she had inflammation in her brain. She had a lack of brain coherence. You can see the orange and the yellow and the red in the picture, this topography map of her skin. So at session 2, which was 3 weeks later, only on using X39, no more inflammation, improved brain coherence. And in session 3, which was 6 weeks on X39, she had a complete turnaround, better brain coherence. And it's important to note that her brain remained calm after wearing the patch for 6 weeks. So this is very exciting that we can actually show it on pictures. So what is the long-term results of X39? And you can see this on this website. We'll talk about it later again. This is it, info.com. You can write it down. There are many case studies that will prove these things that we are talking about here. So in the first few days, what you can expect is that 4,000 of your genes begin to reset. Within 6 weeks, your brain will become balanced. Within 3 months, collagen is increased. And in 6 months, your heart reverses in age. The clinical test shows even up to 8 years. So that is why it's said that it's not anti-aging, it's actually reversing your age. It's making you become younger cells because you're getting new cells. So how are you going to wear your X39? You're going to wear your patch 12 hours on and 12 hours off to repair and rejuvenate. Then you throw the patch away, or as many of us, we just use it secondhand or third hand on your spouse or children or plants or pets. It's just amazing. For me, throwing it away just feels like throwing away good food. So there's still a little bit of activation in the patch that you can still use. But ideally, you would then, after 12 hours, letting your body rest, you're going to put on a new patch and then repeat it. You can wear more than one patch at a time. Remember, I said there's about 10 other patches as well. So those patches work with things like pain management, inflammation, hormones, energy, things like that. So you can use your X39 with one or more of those patches, but there's not much value in using more than one X39 at a time. And then what's very important that you should drink a lot of water, plenty of water and electrolytes, because that is going to give your body, give the patches the right environment to work in the best way possible. Okay, so X39 is very sophisticated, but very simple to explain. It's so easy, you just put the patch on and the patch starts doing the magic. So we've got lots of testimonials, and we're going to go over to it now because you will hear that it actually absolutely works. Thanks, Merle. Very grateful for everybody to be here. I'd love for you guys to just open up, unmute, and tell us what's happened to you when you started using these patches. What is your results? And you can just unmute and start telling us.
Maybe need to pick on some people. No one's saying anything. Debbie, we'd love you to share. And about your dog too. You and your dog.
Hi, yeah, I'm from the UK, so I've been patching since October. I came to it, a friend of mine who is a brand partner messaged me in the January, and I did not have the bandwidth in my brain to deal with it. And in September, something pinged into my brain and said, I must contact Linda. That's exactly what I did. And I started patching a couple of days later. I was not expecting anything dramatic. I was happy to wait for 9 months and just give it time. And within 10 weeks, so many things had changed. I was running out of paper to make lists on. But one of the things that happened to us is we have a beautiful little terrier who's 12 years old, and he had Cushing's disease. We had him at 3 years old as a rescue. And within a year of having him, he was diagnosed with Cushing's. So very lucky I found a holistic vet and was able to deal with that beautifully. And then at the beginning of this year, he went blind. Quite suddenly, he got something called SARS. So we were quite sad for him, and he was quite depressed. You can imagine, we hadn't realized his eyesight was starting to really disappear. And we'd only been patching ourselves and the dog, by the way, because we put the patches on him every day when we finished with them. For about 3.5 weeks, when we were talking, we were reminding a client of mine to take her patches off or put them on, whichever it was, sat in bed with the dog. And he rolled over, and my husband said, have you seen that dog? And I said, what you on about? We've always called him the pink pig because with Cushing's disease, he has very limited fur. They have very, very thin fur. And my dog had turned into a wolf. He had no longer got a pink belly. He had got fur everywhere. And in fact, he's got so much flipping fur. I've had to cut a load off yesterday because I can't keep up with it or brushing it. We are about 3 months in now, and he is full of fur. And he's also happy. He's not tired. He doesn't sleep all day. He wants to play all day, which is a pain. But he's a very transformed dog. At 12 years old, you wouldn't think he was a 12-year-old dog who was blind. He's got a great attitude. So I've had loads of things as well. I'm a personal trainer, and I'll give you just a couple of examples. I had a really bad menopause, and I've been in the business 33 years, and for 5 years, I trained all my clients. I had nothing left for me, nothing left at all. And I'm 6 weeks into being back in the gym after 5 years out, lifting heavier weights than I've ever lifted. I'm spending 2 hours at a time in the gym, and I'm absolutely loving it because I feel like I got my life back.
Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing that.
Welcome.
Thank you. David, would you maybe like to share? I seem to remember something that you've got such an awesome testimony.
Right, sure, Amanda. I've been patching for about a year and a half now, and the biggest win for me, there's also multiple things that I experienced, but my biggest win is my anxiety that disappeared. It was literally within 48 hours that I felt the anxiety leave me. I used to walk around with a tablet called Ativan in my pocket, which I had to use if I had a panic attack or felt a panic attack coming along. And I've never used it again in the year and a half that I've been patching. So that's been my absolute biggest win. When I read through all the benefits of the X39, I decided to take a picture of my bald spot in the back of my head to see if something's going to happen there. And yeah, within 7 weeks, I got my hair covering my bald spot. I'll actually put a photo in the chat so that guests can have a look. So there's some physical evidence that I can show, which was awesome. Yeah, and then the sleeping, I sleep wonderfully. There's no more sleepless nights for me.
Awesome. Thank you so much. It's so important for people to share their testimonies because you never know who is sitting here that needs to hear what you've got to say.
Okay.
Mary?
Can I share? Yes,
Yes,
good
please.
evening, everyone. I'm back in South Africa. I'm in Johannesburg. I'll be in Durban in a couple of days, so I'm glad to be back. And I really miss South Africa. I was away for 2.5 months, so good to be home. And in the process, while I was traveling, I found that I got very, very stiff joints in my knees and was finding difficulty going up and down stairs. And started to patch with the X39, X49, and put an Eon on the inside of both knees and a carnosine on the outside of both knees. So I did two of each every day. And I'm noticing a remarkable improvement in my mobility and a reduction of swelling in the joint, as well as a lack of soreness. So that I know a lot of people can identify with that. It's really important. And I'm just so thrilled that it has helped me because normally I would have resorted to taking nutritional supplements. I said, this time I'm not taking anything. I want to see what the patches do.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. Thank you. And welcome back.
Thank you.
Well,
Anybody else who would like to share a testimony? Yes, no? Mish?
Yeah, I'm happy to chat.
It's always nice for one of our doctors to share and how they use it in practice.
So, most of you have probably heard my story already, but I initially started patching because I had a failed knee surgery, a cartilage that had been repaired, broke off again, and I'd been playing tennis and I didn't want to stop and I didn't want to have surgery again. So that was one of my initial reasons for patching. And initially that pain disappeared, but I could still feel the cartilage move. And I can say with 100% certainty that I believe that cartilage is dissolved because I have not felt it move for must be about a month, and I play at least 2 hours of tennis on it twice a day or twice a week, depending on the weather. So that's a big winner for me. But the biggest one is I've had severe eczema since I was 18 months old, and Merle saw me today, and she can attest to it, that my skin has never looked as good as it looks now. Yes, occasionally I have a slight flare up, but then it clears almost straight away. So I am very, very happy. And eczema is very much a autoimmune type thing. So it did take 6 months to do it, and it did take consistency with the patches to do it. So I just thought I'd let you know that sometimes it's not 48 hours or 24 hours or straight away. Sometimes it does take 6 months or more to actually get the one that you want.
Thanks, Mish. And what about how you use patches in your practice? That would be nice for you to share before we go on to the business.
Sure. In my practice, I use a lot of the Ice Wave, which is for pain relief. And I also use the Eon, which is like an anti-inflammatory. So where the anti-inflammatory works really nicely is on your pain that's been around for a long time, as well as people who are allergic to normal conventional anti-inflammatories, and they receive a reduction in pain that they haven't had for many years. And then the Ice Wave, the pain patches, those are so effective with things like cracked ribs. I've done it now, 6 cracked ribs. My latest was actually, oh no, it's 7 cracked ribs, hey? We had the one in the live presentation. So that's 7 cracked ribs. She responded fairly well, and then she got really ill the next day. So I wonder if that didn't just reduce her response. But yeah, so I've had a 10 out of 10 pain go to a 0 or 2 out of 10 at least 6 times. The 7th one I went to about a 3 or 4, I think she said. And on Sunday I patched someone who'd had open heart surgery for pain. So, and that was also, you could see him straightening up as he was chatting to me after I'd put the patches on.
Nice.
Thanks, Mish.
Pleasure.
So Amanda, let's go back to the presentation. One more slide for Amanda.
Okay, so this is, you can take a screen copy or take a picture or write it down quickly. This is itinfo.com. It's a great website where you can see more testimonies, explanation of X39, the medical tests. You will stay busy on that website for a very long time. But have a look at the first 4 videos. They're not very long. And if you want any more information, go back to the person who invited you here and they will explain to you even more. But we are very happy that you were here. And Merle, over to you to explain more about the company and the business opportunity, please.
Thanks, Amanda. So as I said at the beginning, when I joined LifeWave, I wasn't going to tell anybody about the product. I saw a video of David Schmidt, who obviously, as Amanda told you, is our CEO, talking to healthcare professionals. And that was enough to convince me that I needed this product in my life. But as I said, I wasn't going to tell anybody. But when at the beginning of last year, I started seeing the results that people were having, I realized I had to start sharing. But then I thought I better look at the company, because I wasn't going to tell friends and family about a company that wasn't viable. And most multi-level marketing companies don't make it past the first 3 years. And those that do, often 5 years is where they get to. So I was very pleased to find out that at the time we were a 19-year-old company. This year we turned 20. So in November we turned 20. The other thing that has happened over the last few years, and a few of these years were during COVID, is that the company went from a $20 million turnover in 2021 to $320 million in 2022, $430 million last year, and we've done over $600 million this year. Now, that's all happened because X39 came to market. So the upturn in the turnover was because of X39, which accounts for 90% of the company's sales. We now open in over 80 countries. And the very exciting thing about LifeWave is that we are not
Yes. Yeah, I just sent you a message. There's a lady trying.
I'm sorry. We're not a Me Too product. So many companies have incredible products in weight loss, skincare, supplements. But if I come to you and say, well, I've got a skincare product, you go, well, I've got a better one. And so there's competition. But as Amanda told you, we have another 16 years on the patent for X39, so nobody else has what we have. We also ranked as the #1 momentum company on businessforhome.org, which is very exciting. Now, at this point of the presentation, I want you to think about why you're here. What is the most important thing in your life? What got you to be on this presentation today? Now, some of you are here because you're brand partners and you like to hear the testimonies and share, or you have guests here. But those of you who are guests, are you here because you want more time with your family? Do you want time freedom? Like Amanda says, she's on the farm and she can work and earn a living and actually spend time at home and have that freedom. Or are you looking for security? Now, whether that's in South Africa and you want to be paying for the big fences around your property, or is it security to have the finances to do what you want to do? Do you want to travel more? Are you looking for better health? What about less debt? Lots of people have less debt. And I didn't realize until I started talking to people with some of the brand partners in my team that most people don't like to talk about it, but people who you think don't need an additional income actually do. But I joined for better health, but I could have done with all of those things at the time. And I didn't see a presentation, so I didn't know there were these options. So how do we get compensated in LifeWave? So there are 4 main ways that we earn money in LifeWave. So we get what's called a product introductory bonus. That's a bonus for bringing somebody in as a brand partner. Then we can retail products, so we can sell product, or we can sign up customers as retail customers, or there can be something called a preferred customer, so they're going to get wholesale price. And then we like to build teams in LifeWave. So this is the 3rd way that we earn in LifeWave, is that we build teams. So you come in and you bring 4 friends with you. So you do a launch, do a call like tonight, and 4 of your friends join you, and you put 2 friends on each leg, because we only ever have 2 legs. Then you become what's known as a manager, and that opens up the whole compensation plan. Now, the binary might sound a little confusing. At the end, I'm going to give you a site where you can go and watch a whole hour presentation on how the compensation plan works. But basically, when you unlock the binary, you start getting what's known as cycle bonuses. And you get a cycle bonus every time you have 660 volume, that's business volume, on your greater leg, and 330 on your lesser leg. And that is capped at $25,000 a week. And that's for the senior presidential directors who are maxing out the compensation plan. Obviously, not everybody's maxing that out, and it can take a while to get there. But that is what is available for you to tap into. Now we have a way of earning that is even more exciting, and it's called matching bonuses. And it's more exciting because matching bonuses are unlimited. So if somebody comes into the business, once you're a manager and you've introduced someone, so for example, Nuri is my first line, every time she earns a cycle bonus, the company gives me 25% to say, well done, you've helped her achieve. But that money doesn't come out of my brand partner's money. It comes from the company. So the brand partner gets the full cycle bonus, but I will get 25%. So if somebody earns $1,000 a week and they are my first line, I am going to get $250. Now, if somebody's on my second line, I'm going to get 20% of what they earn. So that's $10 for every cycle bonus. And if they're on my third line, I am going to get 20% of what they do. And that's completely unlimited. So if I have got 60 people who are in my first, second, and third lines getting cycle bonuses every week, I am going to get a percentage from each one of those people. So that could end up being even more than cycle bonuses. Now, how do you come into LifeWave? I always say you come in where you fit in. So we have 3 packages that you can choose to come in on. Now, you heard that we don't always have fast results. David Schmidt says everybody should patch for 90 days. So if you think, well, I'm going to come in, I'm just going to patch for 90 days, I don't know that I'm going to tell anybody, then Core would be the package that you would come in on. because for $295, you're going to get 3 sleeves of X39, and that's going to give you your 90 days to try the product. Many of us who do that start seeing results much faster, and we start telling our friends. And the great thing about LifeWave is if we do that, we can upgrade to the next pack by just paying the difference and getting the difference in product. But if you have a bigger family, or you wanting a bit more product and you want a bigger discount, then coming in on advanced is the way to go, because for $535, you are going to get 6 sleeves of X39. So your 6th sleeve is only going to cost you $35. So already that's a great discount. So that's a great way to come in. And then if you are a serious entrepreneur, or you own a business like a health shop, or pharmacy, or you're a massage therapist, or you want to have a lot of stock and you want to try different patches, then premium is the way to go. Premium, again, you can upgrade to premium, but premium you get 20 sleeves of X39 for $1,750, so they drop to $87.50 a sleeve. Now, the other patches you heard about tonight, like Michelle talked about, the Eon and the Ice Wave, you can substitute 2 of what we call the supplementary sleeves for one X39. So on any of these packages, you can custom make the pack, and you just go to the person who invited you to the call this evening, and they will help you with that. And then, of course, there is a 30-day money-back guarantee for brand partners. And the person who invited you can tell you about staying active and having a monthly subscription so that you don't lose your volume on the binary. And volume is very important because that is how we earn. Now, as Amanda told you, this is at info.com is where you're going to find all the product information. But I'm going to tell you about this is at team.com. So this is at team.com is another website put together by Steve and Gina Merritt, who are upline in America. And it's like your resource to run your business. It's not like, it is your resource to run your business. So if you bought a franchise, you would be given a whole lot of information, and you would have to work through it, different videos, different things to read. All of that is put together in thisisateam.com for you. And there are videos on the compensation plan. As I said, I was going to direct you to that. If you go to the compensation plan part on thisisateam.com, you will find an hour-long webinar by Danny McDaniel where he explains the compensation plan in great detail. So for anybody who thinks I can't jump in until I understand the compensation plan, that's where you go. But everything about running your business is in thisisateam.com. So it's a great resource for brand partners and for people who are wanting to look a little bit further into what is the financial rewards of LifeWave. So the time is now to make your move. Are you serious about your dream? Is your dream just to get over those symptoms of menopause, or the achy knees, or whatever else, the tinnitus, the achy tummy, all of those different things? And we see miracles every single day. On our WhatsApp group, every day we hear stories of hope. It really is hope for your future, whether it be financial hope or hope to get over some sort of condition. It's really just about getting started with X39. So go back to the person who shared this with you and ask them how you can get started. So thank you, everybody, for being on our Monday night presentation. I know it's between Christmas and New Year. It's that weird time of the year where everything is sort of quite hanging. But now is the perfect time, if you're not in it yet, to jump into LifeWave, get signed up, make your list of who you want to introduce the product to, and let's start 2025 with a bang. Because like Amanda said, this year has been a blessing for her. You don't know where you're going to be in a year's time. So, whoops, what have I done? I've done something and I've lost everybody.
No, we're still here.
No,
We're
I know.
still here.
I managed to minimize everybody. Let me just stop recording.